What's going on, Dragon Brawlers? Scott Sedman here for London Players Guild, and today I'm joined by Guildmaster Peter.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. It is morning, or is it? I don't know. I'm not sure
It,
anymore.
it's not going to be morning when we upload this.
Exactly. It might be nighttime. I might be asleep by the time you're listening to this. Um,
So 1 p.m.
Possibly. I've got to be up for 3 p.m. It's the Xbox event. Right. Regarding the community topic of the day, week possibly, because it's been around for a little while now. It's been simmering on the surface, and that's obviously you can read the title. The topic of rotation and
I mean,
why.
the topic has been around since set 3 when they announced blocks.
Yes, but the more prevalent discussion as of late, um, with it saying like for like not naming names, but there's talk of it coming sooner than later. And this is like the first little bit of this video is just going to be saying why don't expect a rotation at least for a year. Like, and then the second part, me and Peter are just going to have a quick discussion, weighing up the pros and cons of a block rotation. And yeah, so firstly, it's not happening while the Unison Warriors series is happening. Like
No,
Bandai have
there's
flat
no
out
way.
confirmed it in the trailer, as you can see on screen now. They literally go, all of your old cards are legal. They use the word legal, right? Like,
So if you would do rotation with the blocks, you would do it on the first set of a block or series or whatever they call it right now.
yes,
Seeing as they say that all your cards are legal at the first set of the series, they're going to be legal for the whole year. So it's not going to happen until set 13 at least.
and even then, that would only leave them with one set. So, well, technically three, but one series.
If they're going to do it set 13, they have technically 5 sets because there's 3 sets in the series, a draft box, yeah, and then there would be set 13 as well
Yeah,
because you leave the 2 years. So then you would have all the sets from the next series, and after that, the current series would rotate out, and they would have the series starting with set 13, and then the new series out there.
hmm. Yeah, I feel like they want to have a little bit more of a pull than that. Like, because the way they're doing series is it's literally they're going to focus on supporting the main three archetypes and then probably throw in some more different archetypes down the line. Like, we're going to still see new leaders each set, I imagine. Like, I don't think that's going to change. That's been a staple of this game since set one. Um, so like to rotate them out when we've only just got like so essentially what I'm like posturing here is so yes, set 13 rolls around, we'll get a new series. Maybe it's Dark Wish, for example. We'll use Dark Wish, right? We'll say that. Go and check out my video on Dark Dragon Balls to understand what I mean by Dark Wish. Hey, look at that, plugged. I can do marketing. Dark Wish is the next series after Unison, so a year from now, pretty much. We'll start getting spoilers, and then Bandai go, okay, so you're gonna have Unison series and Dark Wish series. I don't think they'd do that. I'd think they'd wait till the end of Dark Wish before saying everything before Unison is now rotated out.
But the thing is that with rotation, you want to keep a certain level of accessibility.
Mm.
And the general thing is everything within last year, when the rotation is starting, you should still be able to access because they don't print stuff that's been out of print for a year. Oh, Bandai, it's a bit shorter period of time, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, the production schedule would have to change.
Yeah, so you have a full year of cards in rotation, Unison Warriors. Then when the Dark Wish, I think you called it,
Yeah,
series
yeah.
would start, everything before the Unison Warriors would go out.
Mm.
Then the Dark Wish would finish, and then they would start, oh, I don't know, Xeno War or whatever
Yeah.
series, and then the Unison Warriors would rotate out. And then you need to remember that when the Dark Wish starts, it has already been a year since Unison Warrior started, which is actually starting at the end of this month.
Yeah,
The
very exciting. Yeah.
expansion set is beginning of the Unison Warrior. So from May till May, let's assume from May till
Yeah.
May, you would have this year of product available to play with. We would lose a lot of staples, But when they announced the rotation, they could make a set only for reprints. Like flat out only reprints. No new cards, nothing else. Just a set for new players to pick up if they want it. And something that doesn't need to be printed in a huge quantity.
Yeah, that is an option. That is, I this is where I come into my thoughts on rotation and be like, the way Dragon Ball's been set up with how the code system works, and so it's like we've had reprints and they've all adhered to the same code even if they're alternate arts. Like that doesn't update with the set. So like you did say staples would rotate out, so Senzu Bean would be gone, which I'm not against having a format without Senzu Bean, but the way they've
But
set it up for reprints,
But the same,
it's
sparking negates would go. Majority of super combos would go. Which would be, I think, the biggest issue. The super combos gone would be the biggest issue in the whole game.
yeah, they would have to keep printing super combos, and it's like, which isn't a bad thing because you want a super combo for your archetype. You don't want to have to shoehorn, example, the Hachiyak super combo. Like you don't want to have to shoehorn that into a Toa deck. You'd rather want to use Bibbidi or Trunks. Like you get what I'm saying, right? Like a rotation forces out the super combo you're using, and you have to use a arguably worse super combo, if any
But
exist.
at least it wouldn't make the decks. You know, the decks feel a bit overpowered sometimes because suddenly an old card becomes good and not everyone has an access to it.
Yeah,
And then suddenly an old common becomes ridiculously expensive. Like, look at it this way. Last time I checked, I don't know if that's still a thing, but Paragus super combo. Let me quickly. That's Defending Father, right?
yes. This is the one card I think that should have been reprinted in the anniversary box. They really missed.
Yeah.
They
I mean,
did
it's still
Hellas.
€6. It's still €6.
That's insane. Like to me, that's insane because that's half of the price of the deck it came in, and that's
Yeah.
just for one, and you get two in that deck. So
Yeah. One is foil, one is non-foil.
the price of the deck is paid for with two of those cards. And it's
Yeah.
not to say that deck's bad. There's some good cards in that deck as well. Like
But the problem is that deck is not accessible.
no, it's out of
It's
print.
out of print.
Exactly.
And for ages now. And Paragus still stays as one of the best green super combos.
Arguably, yeah, 100%.
If you play a green leader, unless you're playing the multicolor super combos, you play Paragus.
Yeah. Yeah, like unless you're playing 18, which is generally the go-to at the moment.
I mean,
Yeah.
depending on the deck.
Oh yeah,
when I'm
you're not
playing
gonna play it
Pyramid,
if, yeah,
I rather see more cards
yeah,
because
no,
I don't have any draw on my leader.
yeah, because Raditz is bad. .jpg. I know you try, buddy. I know you try. They rotate out all your hand control stuff, and you cry yourself to sleep at night.
Yeah, if they rotated out my Raditz, I mean, but there is a good thing for the rotation going as well. You need to remember that right now, what everyone is complaining about and what makes people leave the game, like, I mean, a couple of bigger European players are leaving the game because of this. It's because of the power creep. Well, and
Yes.
as someone said, it's not power creep, it's power sprint.
Fair
Like-
enough. Yeah, and they're
Okay,
definitely not
let's-
wrong. They're definitely
Let's
not wrong.
look at multicolored sets, shall we?
Yes. So starting at Assault of the Saiyans, going through
Assault of
to
the Saiyans was the
Universal
first one. So we had the blue, yellow,
Blue, yellow,
and then
red,
the red,
green.
green.
Yeah.
The next set was with Baby
Yep. So red, yellow,
and Android 21.
blue, green.
Yes. And immediately when those sets came out, you suddenly don't see the red green multicolor decks.
Mm.
You sometimes still see Mil Nemba, but it's mostly outpowered by Baby. And what do you do? And then comes the next set for multicolors, which we are still in.
And mono black is the way to go.
No, Mono Black
No,
is from the draft box.
So yeah, what was? Oh, it was Gohan.
Searchku. Searchku was the thing because
Yeah,
of the
and
draft
Gohan,
boxes. Gohan for the yeah.
Yeah, Gohan was the set. Right.
But when the set came out, we had Cooler for the
Oh
blue
yeah,
red.
Cooler was a hot thing for a minute, wasn't it? I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. Cooler was the thing until Piccolo started doing its thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they introduced the Surge leaders, and suddenly all the multicolors came back. But one expansion set warped two leaders, warped the whole meta.
Yeah.
Surge, Goku, and Piccolo just warped the meta around itself.
Which counters the argument of, oh well, if you do a rotation, new stuff can come in. So Bandai technically do rotations by just increasing the power of.
Yeah, but the power spike with each set is too much.
Oh no, I definitely agree. Like the first time I've fully been behind, the power increase is too big. Is this jump from set 9 / Divine Multiverse to set 10? Like I've been saying it, and it's in the videos that I've been saying. This is a soft reboot of Dragon Ball. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
You missed one other steep jump between set 9.
Did I?
Draft box.
I said Divine Multiverse.
Did you say Divine Multiverse?
Yeah, I said Divine Multiverse, but like
Okay.
I understand. I still don't think. I don't get me wrong. Dragon Brawl definitely introduced cards that were very strong, but like it's not on the level as it is going into Unison. That's a different ball game.
Yeah, but the spike that was from set 7 to Divine Multiverse was ridiculous because that baby deck suddenly came up and everyone who was playing Storm remembers how it was.
Yeah.
But we already proved that BBD is stronger than Storm.
Yep, in our CLC series, yeah.
That Storm was at its full power.
Storm can't keep up with Baby. It's insane.
With
Bibbidi.
With BBD.
Yep.
And then the Unison looks way more powerful.
Yes, Unison is very much like me as someone who I've been around card games all my life, but I've never been a deep card game player until Dragon Ball. Like even I think there's a big power jump, and Peter, you are way more versed in card games than me.
I have almost 20 years experience on card games.
Exactly, and like you can speak to the competitive scene a lot more than me.
The thing is that I've seen the thing. I sold out my majority of my collection ages ago for a good reason. I've seen the spike in power from set to set. I knew that we're going to end up at the pace that is. We actually spoke about this a year ago, and I told you that I think we're going to end up in a game that game takes 2-3 turns to finish.
Yep.
BBD's here.
Yeah. And now the answer would be: do they ban it, or
How do you
errata
ban
it?
that deck? What do you ban from that deck?
You take out Tails. You make
Okay, after you take out Turles, that means it has less chance that it's killing you on turn 1, but it doesn't mean it can't kill you on turn 1.
Oh yeah. Like this isn't a video about Bibby, but like, so
Yeah, but the thing,
I'm gonna put this in the context of rotation, right? So right now, their option is to ban / errata things in that deck. But with Bibbidi, with rotation, would they still do that, or would they, like, would they just wait until it wasn't
in
a
rotation,
problem?
in rotation, you still have a ban list. Magic still runs a ban list. Pokemon also, I think, runs a ban list.
Okay. So
So
they
you still
would still
run a
address
ban list.
problems within that. So yes, but
Yeah,
like,
of course.
so then again, when was Tails? When was Tails? Was he set 7 tournament pack? No, it was set 8 because it was Ghost Warriors stuff. It was set
Yeah,
8.
yeah.
Yeah. So then,
It's out of print.
yeah. So yeah, and rotation. I think the key thing to take away from this is like with the rotation thing, is how they address this Unison Warriors series, because they've said they're supporting it throughout. So we'll know by the time set 11 rolls around if they're committing to keeping those starter decks in stock, because they need to, right? This is
They need to reprint them with
set
every single.
11 and set 12.
Yeah.
Because they've said these are the 3 starter decks you're getting.
So to show you how ridiculous Turtles is. The cheapest English one on card market is €8,
Hmm.
and the cheapest on TCG Player is $20.
Damn.
22 exactly.
Damn.
And KTM is selling foil for 55.
Okay. This is why I don't use TCG Player for prices.
I mean, Americans can only play English cards, that's why theirs are more expensive.
That's true.
We can play French. French are selling theirs for free because they don't have Divine Multiverse yet, I think.
Eh. So yeah, that's another thing. Um, to brag about, because I don't want to be super negative. Like, I'm not like my inherent fear is, okay, I lose all of this stuff. Like, I know it's not relevant, but Metacooler, right? I get it. If a new person comes in and wants to play Metacooler, they have to go back to a set 2 thing that's been way out of print. And yes, the card isn't super expensive, but we know Metacooler, you need about 15, 16. That was the general ratio. So that's about £15 to get those cards. And that's
Plus postage.
yeah, okay. So 17, £18 to get all those cards. And that's a big, steep curve for an uncommon. Like,
Yeah.
like that's a big commitment just for a card because it's out of print. So like bringing it into a block where it's like, oh well, this card's really easy to obtain now, and this all keeps it new and relevant is really player friendly. Like the biggest problem was a while for this game was Senzu Beam wasn't reprinted, and it wasn't easily available, and new players who came in wanting to play Blue, not Boo. I mean, people might have come in to play Boo, the best of. Were having to pay 7, 8, upwards of more than that for just the Senzu
At some
Beam.
point it was 10, 15.
Yeah, so like that's an insane just to play your blue card the way you want to play blue. Now that's not as much the case now because of reprints and stuff, but yeah. So like my main point for rotation, if I do go for a rotation, if it like the thing that I would be in favour of is seeing these formats without these staples, seeing the formats where the archetypes can thrive as their own archetypes and not be here's good cards dot deck. Like how
Oh god, yeah.
most cards are just like, well, you got to throw Saiyan Instincts in there, you got to throw this in there, you got to throw.
Oh, you're playing blue. You need to play some Unisons and the new Trunks.
Yeah, like
And the counterplay.
yeah,
Counterplay is ridiculous.
that's what I mean. Like so, going into that format where you don't have the baggage of all this stuff and you can explore the new
Yeah.
cards for what they are, and I think that's the one thing that Bandai really need to lock down on. And I think that's what they're trying to do with Unison, which is why they're giving it support rather than going on to. So they're not going from, oh well, here's Vegito and Gogeta. Next set is something completely new. They're doing new stuff with the set 11 because it's Super Saiyan 4, but they're still going to have support for the Vegeta and the Gogeta.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They only give you a support for the 3 starter decks.
Hmm.
And actually, even in the set 10, I'm not seeing at the moment support for the starter decks. Okay, there is possibly we're going to see the Frieza Zeno support, maybe. But from the blue, I haven't seen much of a support for the Gogeta.
There's the searcher for the Unison.
Yeah, but every color has a searcher for Unison.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't know.
Like, there is no support at all, unless you count that Vegito support that lets you Potara from your energy. But that's clearly for Trunks because he has the Vegeta and Goku that can charge themselves from life.
Hmm. Good point. Good point. So that's
no
another
support.
possible discussion.
They claim there is a support, but there is no support at the moment from what I've seen. They just give you good blue cards that you can use in that deck, but that doesn't
Necessarily
entail support.
direct support, is it? Yeah.
No.
So maybe that's another discussion for another day. But yeah, like so rotation. I mean, I personally am just against it because I've never really been part of a game where it's happened. Like I said to you just before we went live, I played Magic for a bit, and then when they rotated out Ixalan, I stopped playing because that stopped my dinosaurs, and I was like, well, I don't care. Like I wanted to play dinosaurs, now I can't. And
Play Commander, build a dinosaur tribal.
I did before I got rid of all my cards. Hyutli for the win. And now we play Dragon Ball Commander. Coincidence. Which is a super fun format, and you'll see the videos on the channel soon when I edit them and get them up. Yeah, so I have pros and cons for it in my head. Like, I wouldn't be against it, at least, but I don't want it until like the end of the next series, not just this series.
I
Which,
think end of this series, the Unison series is going to be the time when they should do it.
and I think that's when we should revisit this conversation. Like, we can obviously mention it in chat and streams and stuff, but like, this whole video essentially was designed to say, no, a rotation isn't coming for the next year at least. Like, and I think we both agree on that.
Yeah,
Whether
that's
it should
definitely.
or
I
not
mean,
is a different topic.
there's a couple of other logistics issues with that.
Mm,
Because if they, as you mentioned, if they were reprinting the cards, there needs to be a list of cards that are available in, let's call it standard,
yeah.
because they can't change the codes of the cards.
No. Could you imagine? Oh, look, now Bean has 2 cards. Oh, God. I'm going to play 8 beans.
I mean, they might do something like Magic wanted to do at some point and didn't work for them, but I would not put it past the Bandai to try it, which is a working reprint. So you have a card called Llanowar Elf, which is 1 green, 1/1, taps for green, and it's an elf druid, I think.
Okay.
And then they reprinted Elvish Mystic, which is a 1 green, 1/1 elf druid that taps for green.
So the same card, just with a different name.
Exactly.
Which then I think this game would lose part of its identity.
I mean, the issue is that then you wouldn't be able to use your old cards, which I kind of find an issue in that case.
Yeah. Like, it would literally go, everything before Unison Warriors is irrelevant.
Yeah, that's the
Which,
issue. They need to find a way of reprinting cards that's not going to water down the market too much,
mm, uh,
and that's not going to create a problem like with Draftbox 4.
yeah, that's the main thing, is you want to be avoiding that situation at all costs.
And they need to tone down the power creep.
Yeah. And
I do
with,
hope that we're not going to have a brand new meta every single time a set drops in. As in, it's going to be a brand new meta, but
within the confines of what we already had, not
I
just...
hope that we're not going to be getting a brand new tier 1 deck every single time a set comes in. That's not healthy. You can't keep on to your decks. And the issue is that the moment the deck sticks for longer, they nerf it to oblivion.
Yeah, if a deck like survives outside of a set and a half, it's gone by the next set
Porunga,
rolls around.
Porunga, Towa.
The only thing that really kind of remained unscathed was Janemba. And then Janemba got power corrupt.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
did Towa. Towa also was unscathed.
There was the inherent problem of Toa was just difficult to obtain as well. Like, I
Yeah.
genuinely think if time regulators and Toa were easy to get, we would have seen way more Toa.
Yeah, probably.
Like,
But then Porunga got nerfed into oblivion
yes.
because it survived too long. It was a non-interactive one, but
A rotation would have fixed that, right?
rotation would fix that. They have been set up for rotation for a while now.
I definitely can see where the groundwork is there. That I think Bandai just need to approach it correctly. Like,
They need to find their pace, and I think that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah,
They want to see how it's going to go for a year. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I think that's not a bad thing, right? Like, yeah. So the Bandai have gone from point A to point Z, and then everything in between have laid out. This is what you're getting and when. Bar any surprise releases, because they've even labelled the gift sets on there. The essential, what probably is going to be a magnificent collection. Draftbox 6 is on there. So they've got everything thought out with rough dates. Obviously, it's been delayed right now, so you can't, like, it's a little bit off from what they showed in the set centrally, but I'm sure when things get back to right, they will show the revised Unison Warriors timeline. And I'd correct me if I'm wrong. Like, this is the first time I know of a like a card game just going, here's the next year of our content. Like, I know Yu-Gi-Oh!
Magic does that. Magic
it?
does that.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Ah, fair enough.
Magic does that every year. They tell you more or less what's going to be the product.
But didn't,
So like we know the name of the next 3 sets for Magic.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh damn, I didn't know that. Wow.
and we know the themes more or less as well.
Huh. Okay, fair enough then. I didn't even realize Magic did that.
Yeah.
What's it like? Ah, that's weird. What? So like even all the spellbook stuff? Because I swear spellbook wasn't announced before it was announced. Like the Jace's one and stuff.
No, but core sets, commander decks. There's a new commander set that's going to be giving you green cards that has been announced. We know that the next core set is all about the ferry. There's lots of information that they give once a year, mostly about the core sets.
Mm.
They gave information about mystery booster. Yeah, there was lots of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, fair enough then. But like, this is the
It's a
first
good
time.
practice.
Yeah, I think it's really good because it's really helpful when in like my background, like in game dev and stuff, where they do that and they outline it, and you can follow this roadmap essentially, and then you know, oh well, we're on track, things are going well, like, but you can hear that feedback from the earlier point and adjust accordingly. Like, and then people can't be caught off guard with being like, oh god, well this is coming out of nowhere and I need to save up and buy it because it's Bandai. Like,
I have two more points I want to
go
make.
on then. Let's hear them.
One, if rotation is introduced, I so hope that this is not the power level that we're going to stay on for the rotation. I do hope that they're going to ban out all the power crept cards or power creeping cards from the Unison Warriors and lower the power level of the format more towards what the game used to be.
So actually getting to 10, 5, 6 and playing cards
Yes,
rather than cheating them out.
yes. That's A. And B, I really don't think we're going to get rotation at all.
Mm.
There's a very good reasoning for that because Bandai Card Game is a Japanese company,
Mm-hmm.
and no Japanese game has rotation ever had a rotation.
Not even Duel Masters?
Duel Master doesn't have rotation.
Oh my god, so like a set one Duel Master.
Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have rotation. Badify doesn't have rotation. Vanguard doesn't have rotation. Weishwarz doesn't have a rotation.
Well, there you go. So I mean that's a pretty good indicator. Digimon doesn't have a rotation.
I'd never had. But it's
um,
an indicator. This is not within Japanese
culture.
culture mindset.
Mm.
Pokemon has a rotation because it's done by American Bureau,
Mm.
not
Yeah.
by Japanese one. And I think we might actually miss a shot here with Bandai because their bureau is Japanese and they're not going to accept rotation. It doesn't matter how much committee is going to ask for it. It's not going to be. They're going to be scared that people are going to drop the game because of the potential of losing the value on the card, so they don't want even to be invested. That's
Mm.
the mindset.
Like, and Tatsura seemed pretty happy with people, like, from his interviews with Melvin and stuff like that. He seemed very much into people being able to play cards from set one and being able to play with, like,
Yeah.
regardless of them being meta. Like, he seemed very much enthusiastic about, well, you can play this card from set one and still play it and be happy with it. Like,
I mean, that's why you make a casual formats like Commander, or that's why you make
yes.
formats like Legacy, things like that. You can make Magic has, oh my god, Magic has Standard,
6, right?
Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, Vintage,
Pauper.
Pauper,
Yeah, that's 6. Isn't it?
Peasant.
Two-headed giant?
Two-Headed Giant is just 2v2.
Oh, okay.
7, unless I missed something. There's also tons of sealed formats. And then you have singleton formats like Brawl, Commander, those Frontier.
I've never heard of Frontier.
Yeah, those lots of formats.
Yeah. So, like, there's room to explore the Dragon Ball card game without necessarily going down the rotation route. But we just wanted to have a conversation, mainly to tell you it's not happening right now, and it might never happen. I don't think it will. I just don't think Bandai want that. associated with them. Um, and Peter, you've got your mindset. Like, whether we both think it's good or bad, that's kind of irrelevant at the end of the day. And like I said, we'll revisit this in a year. Our thoughts might have changed. Our thoughts might be the same. Peter, any closing statements?
Stop thinking about rotation. Just go and enjoy the game.
Yeah, we've got a whole new series ahead of us. It is like a soft reboot of the game. It's a brand new experience. Like, you don't have to like it, but give it a try. We're still in the green reveals.
Yeah, today is the start of that, cards.
Yeah, maybe there'll be a video if it's got more lore relations to it. I've got a backlog of videos I need to get sorted. But yeah, thank you for joining us. This went a lot longer than I thought it would. I thought this was just going to be a quick chat, but it turned into a discussion, and there's nothing wrong with that. So leave a comment, leave a like, share it about. Please don't lambaste us in the comments on Facebook. But if you want to leave us 25 dislikes, I'm not going to complain. Peter, thanks for joining me. I'm sure we'll see, because this will go out today, at 7 p.m. on our Twitch channel. Can they join in for something special?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, today at 7 p.m. we're going to be doing something brand new.
Oh my god! Like we've brought you Conquest, we've brought you Legacy Conquest, we brought you Commander, which you technically will have seen, but you haven't seen in VOD format. And then something new. So 4 new formats in the span of a month. You know, we've been pretty busy. Mainly Peter. I'm just there.
I mean, today I'm sitting on my designer notes, so it's going to be a custom-made format.
Yes.
But something that anyone will be able to enjoy because we can't make a profit of something we don't own.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to make the format available to everyone. So.
Yes. Yeah. So check out our Twitch, Players Guild on Twitch, 7 p.m. GMT, or BST, isn't it now?
BST, yep.
BST. And yeah, that Peter will be live playing against Tommy Crane and maybe Ryan K. And possibly me if I'm still alive.
I mean, we'll see how long it will take to
That's true.
defeat everyone. Yesterday we were up for 3 hours playing Commander.
It was a good 3 hours though. That did not feel like 3 hours at all.
Yep.
Right.
It was fun.
Cool. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Hey everyone, Scott here. Thank you for watching that video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you want to continue to support LPG outside of YouTube, I would implore you to check out our Patreon, our Facebook page, twitch.tv/playersguild, and our own site, londonplayersguild.com, all of which are linked in the description below. If you can't, not a problem. We just hope you enjoyed your stay, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.